everyone. If we can, I'd like to call the meeting to order. And if you would, please rise and join me in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and welcome to our March 13th, 2017 regular meeting. I guess the first thing we want to do is we want to have the approval of tonight's agenda, please.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda dated March 13th, 2017.
I have to interject. I forgot all about this, sorry. Under the resolutions here, Resolution 2017-02, let's change that to 2017-03.
I make a motion to approve the agenda dated March 13th with the correction of the resolution to be changed from 2017-02 to 2017-03.
I second.
Roll call, please.
Baraco,
Yes.
McCafferty,
Yes.
Vic,
Yes.
Baldwin,
Yes. And I would like to say I forgot that Mr. Light is ill this evening, so he will not be joining us. And with that, brings us to the next item, which is our closed session. Consider the Wartella, the Goodrich litigation. Mr. Gilderman, please.
Sure. The Open Meetings Act enables you to go back into closed session to discuss specific pending litigation. I would like you to do just that, to discuss the lawsuit that Patricia Wartella filed against you that is still pending in the Genesee County Circuit Court. If you're inclined to do it, we need a motion that is seconded, and then we need a roll call vote.
Thank you, sir. I move that we go into a closed session for the purpose of discussing the Wartella lawsuit.
Support.
Roll call, please.
Baraco,
Yes.
McCafferty,
Yes.
Vic,
Yes.
Baldwin,
Yes.
It's a great session.
Mike started sitting down and I think I'm
Oh,
blaming him.
okay.
They met him, Mike.
Yeah, I know, right.
Let us know if keep.
Everybody has to look right by the camera.
We're all set.
So you need a motion to go back into open session.
I'll make a motion to go back into open session. Can I do that? Okay.
Support.
Okay, and then,
Roll call vote.
Baraco,
Yes.
McCafferty,
yes.
Vic,
Yes.
Baldwin,
Yes.
the lawyer didn't.
Okay, now my turn. Okay, I will also make a motion to direct the attorney to proceed as discussed.
Support.
Roll call, please.
Baraco,
Yes.
McCafferty,
Yes.
Vic,
Yes.
Baldwin,
Yes. I can dismiss you now.
Thank you. Nice to meet all of you, and good luck with the rest of the meeting. And as I indicated, I'm supposed to be at a meeting at 7 in Linden, so this gives me some time to fly down the road.
That's great.
Good luck.
Thank you,
Drive
sir.
safe.
Thank you.
Drive safe.
Can I squeeze by? Sorry, this isn't the most convenient way to do it.
All right, now I'd like to have a motion for the approval of the meetings for our regular meetings, February 13th, 2017, please.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of regular meeting February 13th, 2007.
the treasurer's report, which is the purple sheet.
I'm in a meeting up in,
Council, do
Goodrich,
you have any questions? Other comments that I'm looking for a motion to go forward.
Make a motion to approve the treasurer's report dated March 13th, 2017.
Support. When you're ready.
Baraco,
Yes.
McCafferty,
Yes.
Dick,
Yes.
Baldwin,
Yes. The bills and transfers would be the next thing on the agenda, which is the green sheet. Time to go over it. I don't have any additional days to get your packet. It's beneficial to everyone.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the bills and transfers dated February 27th, 2017.
Support.
Baraco,
Yes.
McCafferty,
Yes.
Dick,
Yes.
Baldwin.
Yes. This will open up tonight's public comment. Once again, this is the first session, and first session of public comment, it has to be agenda items, please. If it's not on the agenda, you'll have to wait until the last public comment. Have anyone? Agenda items? Very quickly. Unfinished business. We have reports, street administrator, who Tim is not here, but he wants to make sure that as we go forward with the hot box, that the old one that we have out there, he sent me some pictures on my phone, and he's somewhere between about $4,000 and $5,000 is what they're finding for comparable hot boxes to what we're trying to sell. I know that we said that at the last meeting that we would sell that. We just need to get everybody's feelings on this, if that's a fair price, do we start in that area and take a reasonable bid, what should be our lowest offer?
I think you started at 45.
45 is what I thought. How low should we go?
I'd say.
Much as they can get.
Yeah.
Leave it at that. Everybody's okay with that? We don't need any motions on that. We'll just let Ethan and Mr. Light do their magic. Water and waste, there really isn't too much there. The Genesee County Sheriff's Department, I think that we just received our report on that. Too bad Mr. Light wasn't here because he's pretty good at understanding and explaining those.
Does the village post this on their website as well?
My knowledge.
Is that something that we could possibly put up there for the residents to be able to see this?
We should certainly look into that.
What you would do if you would have, if you have effectively.
We're all set with that. We're gonna move on to number 2, which is code enforcement. And I did talk to Mr. Lucic about the barn on Dutch Road. He just came back from vacation down in Alabama, and he has not been able to catch the gentleman at home. He did look into the demolition permit. I believe he told me it was the first week in June, and then his permit would be up, and at that point, we'll revisit it if it's still up, and decide what we want to do, I guess, at that point.
So it's supposed to be completely down by,
It's supposed to be down, everything removed, seeded, straw.
That's what I would start with.
to go back to nature.
Once again, you guys would kind of give us a runaround for a couple of years, but permit's still open till June. There's not an awful lot we can probably do until then. I told Mr. Lucic when he does talk to him to, maybe we can encourage him to put a fence around it. Driven by it, but it looks dangerous. I have had some people that live behind it that are a little concerned. Maybe I can get Mr. Lucic to lean on it to at least put a fence around it. The administrative, I really don't have an awful lot on that.
No, I understand.
The next one is the sidewalks. I noticed they're still in the village. I know that Ethan was going through there, and there's some areas that you could catch your toe on and trip. he was talking about maybe grinding off the edges, and I guess he's done that in the past. So you kind of relieve it so it doesn't have the big step on it, something for you to trip on.
What does that do to the integrity of concrete if you start
It just
whittling
makes it,
away
it
at
makes it thinner, but
Yeah,
uh,
I mean.
most generally, the reason that they're lifted is because of the trees that are in the area.
Trees
When
and
the
the
trees are lifted,
frost and whatnot too.
basically it's in the area where the trees are, the roots are underneath there, that's what's lifted. Short of, I understand people putting copper sulfate, I believe, that is in that area that will keep the tree root growth down, but that doesn't change the fact that the concrete is still key. I understand it does not kill the tree. It has to have somewhat of an effect on it, I would think, but supposedly it does not kill it. The next one is the Parks and Recs, and
And we have,
Angie is not here, but
but she,
Mr. McCaffrey, she did send us a little,
yeah, so,
if you would like to say how you're part of it, if you want to find out.
Angie, wrote, Village Council is chair of the Parks and Rec Committee. I misunderstood how to determine the amount of match money that the village, would need for the DNR recreational passport grant. I calculated the match based on a 25% of the $75,000 available grant. It wasn't until I started filling in the grant application that I realized the match amount should be figured by taking 25% of the total project cost. This will change the amount of grant money we can potentially pull with our $19,000 match. The potential grant money will now be $57,000, which is $57,000 plus $19,000 times 25% is $75,000. I apologize for the error. It was not meant to be misleading, and we will work with what we have. Parks and Rec agreed that we weren't going to come to council with another request for additional contribution from the village. We took responsibility for the error and didn't want to further burden the village with the additional expense.
Is that cost still gonna cover the project?
For the pathway and such, it would discuss, yes, it would cover it. There may be, like the volunteers or, whoever else, like after the project was completed, that could possibly, put forth more donations, but as far as the grant proposal goes, it would still be $75,000, which is what we were anticipating the cost to be, only it would be a total of 75, the grant money will now be 57,000, and then plus the 19,
That's 76,000.
76, roughly 76, yeah, so we're just not, instead, if we would've changed it, it would've been like $100,000 grant, which the 75 is what we were discussing anyways, so we kept it at that.
And I want, Mr. Brown, if you have a comment, I'd like you to say something, but I did talk to Angie today, and we talked about maybe some fundraisers, maybe trying to push some people, for some donations. And there's other ways in which we can get volunteers to come in there and do more than, as far as sweat labor, if you will. I guess there's a lot of other ways which we can still get to our preferred number that we're after, and if you will.
Yeah, and plus we talked about at the top of it, maybe not doing a full pavement parking lot, and we can reduce the cost of that by doing gravel, so that's gonna offset some of the cost from the attached pavement, so cutting back on that.
And I did mention to her, if by chance we were to go forward with any street improvements, asphalt wise, maybe we could get a deal from the asphalt company, kind of stretch our dollar a little bit there too. And that's not in the floodplain, there's other ways we can get the money there too, maybe, so. Good work. The next thing is the good times, and the good times.
For the Parks and Rec. My wife being on the committee had asked for some information concerning the Parks and Rec, and was not able to attain any of the information, so then she went through the FOIA process. I believe that all council people have received an email on that, to get this information, and the village is trying to give her a bill for the Parks and Rec's information that she's trying to obtain for the Parks and Rec Committee. In that email, I know she got asked for that money to be waived, because she ain't trying to hang on to this information personally. She wants all members of the Parks and Rec to be able to have this, so they can go forward and, you know, see what the next project may be, or the grand scheme of things with all the stuff in there. And, you know, a lot of this stuff should just, basically Ethan should either know, or it should just be somewhere in the filing cabinet that they can just pull out. So I know she was asking in that email that she sent everybody for that money to be waived. I don't even know if we gotta go that far, if we can just make a consensus to get her the information and get the rest of the Parks and Rec people the information that's, you know, needed.
I know that Angie and our administrator are working on gathering that information. I don't know all of the information that your wife was wanting, but I know that stuff that the Park and Recs Committee was asking for, I believe it was last Thursday. Don't hold me to that, but the tail end of last week, that information, they did get all the information, and I do believe Angie has all of that information at this point.
So, I guess the question I would have, why wouldn't a follow-up to anybody who is requesting this information, get something from either Angie or our administrator saying, we're getting this information, instead of just ignoring and making it look like we're not doing anything to help anything out, but yet we're gonna charge you if you really want this info.
I can't speak for Angie.
I just don't understand why the lack of communication is there.
I can't answer that either. I do know that they were working to come up with the information. Some of it, I have copies of it, but I don't think they have a meeting until April. Is that right?
Yeah.
So I just have her get a hold of Angie and see what Angie has to say. I don't mean to sidestep the question, but I'm really not in that loop.
Again, a lot of this stuff was not anything that should be taken that amount of time to, for $300-some-odd bill just to ask when the tennis courts and all that stuff went in. Name records for the parks, the drain project route, so they know what the heck they can do and what not. What the county had shared with us already, what their projected one was.
I have not seen anything as far as the projected, I have a pretty good idea, but as far as I know, the drain commission has not told us anything as far as where that drain is going through.
But again, I'm not gonna beat a dead horse on this, but a simple email saying we don't have that information.
That would be part of the FOIA.
Yeah, I mean, but again, I'm gonna make this last point. Somebody who is on a committee for the Village of Goodrich should not have to FOIA the Village of Goodrich to get information on behalf of the community. That's all I'm getting. That's nuts.
Have her check with Angie. Like I said, I know that they got a whole bunch of information, deeds and surveys. And, once again, I'm not part of the loop of Park and Recs.
Thank you.
We're done with that one. Mr. Brock, you guys in? Okay. The good times. The good times, I have the people that come out and did the repair on the gate are supposed to come out and take a look at the fence down there and give us somewhat of an idea of what a gate would cost. I'm kind of leaning against putting much money into it. Once again, we don't know what's going to happen with that fence. We don't know how much of it they're going to take down. Nor do we even know if we're going to have the park when Good Times and Goodrich is even going to happen. You know, it could be ripped up. All of those things are out of our control. That's all part of the Genesee County Drain Commissioner and his contractors. Next thing on the list is the lawnmower, the purchase/sell of the lawnmower. And I'm doing some research on the mower/mowing for the village. And I don't have all of my information yet. I'm still putting things together. I would like to once again table this until our April meeting, and I will have everything together by then. And that seems to be the consensus of the.
Let's get all the information before we make a decision.
I'm on board with tabling that.
You need a motion on that, Pat?
I
I
don't
don't
think
know
so,
enough to
because you
table.
haven't really,
No,
no, there's no discussion, we'll just leave it.
Rocky, anything to say?
No, that's good, yeah.
The resolution, the 2017-02, that's support of the 9/11 surcharge, and it went from $1 to 20-something on the phone bill to, oh, 03, yes, I'm sorry. That's resolution 2017-03. But it was awful quiet.
I know, lately, right?
It's your mother voice.
Can't talk, get out my mom voice.
You know,
That's the
and
story.
once again, that's the price of the phones, and it goes from, it says right down here, it's $1.24 to $1.86 per month on phone bills. Miss the rest of it, also you can read that top paragraph for yourself. Any other information? What do I do?
Make a motion to support resolution 2017-03 in support of the improvement of the communication capabilities of the policy and the fire emergency personnel and equipment.
Support.
Baraco.
Yes.
McCafferty.
Yeah.
Dick.
Yes.
Baldwin.
Yes. Water purification system. Contacted multiple places. This one here is out of Lapeer, which I would imagine you'll probably more than the rest of us do. And that is for the water here at our office. Not only does it smell, but it has a very strange taste to it. And if you read the special instructions, the notes that he has on there, he also points out the arsenic level and the fact that there seems to be an awful lot of metals in the water, a lot of magnesium. And I know that's probably one of the reasons that we lost one of our water heaters, because that goes around the heating rods. And also in your packet, there's some information on the arsenic area. Also, I included that for the Genesee County Health Department, a list of local laboratories for testing for bacteria and the arsenic in the water. And I also would, and I've said this before to the public, it's a good idea that you have your water tested periodically for the arsenic and various other things that are in the water. And if you want, you can call the Genesee County Health Department, and they can give you telephone numbers of various places that you can send the water. And I believe a very thorough test, I believe it's $18. I think the health department does a preliminary one for like 10 or something. It's a good idea to have your water tested. With that said, council,
I'm not against getting a system up here, but I would recommend you try calling Culligan and have them come out and give a quote on it, so maybe it'll beat this price here. And they have a pretty good system. You know, even though if you ask them a little further, I'm assuming you have a water softener in the building. Yes, they can go a little further, they can test that to see if that's operating properly, because if that's not, like you said, it can cause also your water tank to get a whole bunch of buildup in there.
I can't swear to the fact that we called Culligan, but I'm saying that we probably contacted Ford to come out here. And as far as I know, only one showed up.
Yeah, they're pretty on, I'm just saying they're pretty on the spot. I'm just going off past experience, I've had really good experience with them coming out. We had a reverse osmosis system at our house, we had high levels of arsenic as well. And we actually just put a new water softener in because mine was only doing 50% of what it should have been doing. And water's phenomenal. Just saying, I really like it. But just for price purpose, I would have them come out, because I know you were saying this is for the whole building and whatnot.
Both buildings.
Yeah, and that, it kind of seems, it seems a little high, because you can get it just for drinking water purposes and whatnot, they'll just run separate pipes just to your faucets or your drinking fountains and stuff like that.
But just keep in mind that this does serve both buildings.
Yep.
Okay, so I just want to table this, well, I'll have them call some other places.
I mean, I don't want to push this down the road too far, because we got to give them safe drinking water.
Get enough potable water.
Yes, we do.
And that's something that we're gonna wanna make sure that we do as soon as they open up the park.
And if anybody wants the room for anything, they should be aware that they should probably bring water. levels of arsenic in ours.
This is probably pretty normal, 10 parts per billion. This is
I would prefer to have no arsenic than to have arsenic.
actually, EPA, that's
Just
what,
me being funny,
the EPA, that's their cutoff is 10 parts per billion, so.
the EPA demanded.
Yeah, and if you can believe those guys, right?
Right, pollution.
All right, we'll do that, and we'll see if we can get other people to do that. With that said, this is, comes to our second public comment. So if you will, please come up to the microphone and please direct your comments to the chair.
Yes, I am Henry Bennett. I lived in the area, is this on?
Yes.
Lived in the area for over 60 years. I've lived in my house I'm living in now for 59 years. Just a little brief history, quick history about myself. I'm interested in the community and interested in Goodrich town itself. I was in business in the town itself for 140 years, between the first television and appliance store, sales and service. I was with Pete Crick that started the Goodrich Golf Club years ago, and we purchased the buildings downtown where the drugstore used to be, where my service used to be, Cephas and that, and we reconstructed those buildings so that when we purchased them, they only had outdoor toilets, the last ones in the Goodrich area, both for the businesses and the people living there. We converted that all to indoor toilets, indoor service, and changed it from 30 amp service electric to 150 amp service. So we were interested in the village and interested in the town. Our interests still have been there. I had my business, as I say, for many years, and I'm interested in trying to do anything. Years ago, I had the interest in the walking track and had got the approval for money to do the whole track, starting from the village all the way to into Atlas and back around and back into 15. We started the ambulance service, and you've got somebody as a secretary here that was on that board also, Pat. So anyway, kind of just a brief history that I'm interested in Goodrich. I'm interested in community. As I say, my wife has lived here all her life, over 80 years, and I've lived here over 60 years. So I'm interested in the community, what it can do, and things like that, and do for the benefit of the people and for the good of the people living in the area. What I've been working on is the senior affordable housing. When I say affordable, it is for people that, there was many people living here many years ago that wanted to have some place like that. Their husbands, or the husband and had their wife in the Army, World War II. They didn't have much back here then, the wages were not much. Consequently, they still want to stay in the area and have wanted to stay in the area for many, many years. Some of them have passed on, but that's the same way as it is now. People that have lived here for many years and are seniors want to have something and stay in the area and live in the area and respect to the area. Consequently, that's what I have been interested with Ken Nylander, who passed away 9 years ago, and him and I went all over the state of Michigan, from Grayling, Traverse City, over to Battle Creek, looking at senior housing projects. Affordable senior housing, and that's for a limited amount of any senior housing projects. You have a limited amount for the senior affordable, the balance of it would be what the seniors would live in. It's all the same thing, nobody knows anything about it, because it's all done in Lansing and makes the decision how much they pay. Just a brief history of it. So we have been working on it for many, many years. Ken, as I say, Ken passed away 9 years ago, still kept interest, and we had land available and that purchase of land and that we're ready for it. And it has been ups and downs because under the Michigan law, I mean, they bounce up and down with the economy, had things ready for years ago to ready to go to it, and all of a sudden, the interest rates went up to 19% when it was, so that was just could not make it affordable for anybody at all. So therefore, it was canceled and denied for a while. Now we have the grant okay, and it's pretty much okayed by the state, just we gotta have everything locally done. So we want to, and I'm sure everybody has seen maybe a drawing of it. And it's quite, gonna be quite an extensive building, proud to be in anybody's area. As I say, I live here, I wanna be proud of it too, and glad we have it. I have no investment whatsoever in that, other than interest that I might wanna live in there also, because of my age, looking at places to stay. So what I'm saying is, I understand, and I was in Florida, just got back, that here a week ago, this situation that we have worked on so hard and so long got turned down. And I don't know what we can do to make a little more connection on that with the amount of work. It's gonna be a beautiful building. It is not all low income by any means, only about a 25 or 15% is low income. That doesn't mean that they are trash or anything like that. It's gotta be approved by Lansing, and that is Lansing, and it's a great place for giving somebody that maybe has only a small income, that did not work for the factories, or did not work where they've got an income coming in, they live off of Social Security. Whether it be a couple, whether it be just one person. So this is a giving them human beings a good place to live, and I think Goodrich is a great place to live. There are others, some of the distance wise, but these people want to live in this area where they were either born or have lived here for many, many years. So therefore, this is what we've been working on. A small percentage of it, and the rest of it would be affordable with up to $50,000. And then from then on, they would pay the market price of the property. Nobody's gonna know any difference of what the wages are in that, or what the amount of money that they pay. But they're gonna have equal things of everybody regardless of what you pay. I'm sure the board has seen the drawings, and they are not trash by any means, they're beautiful drawings. As I say, we've been all over the state and see what's available, all the different places in the state, and in the other states too. And so therefore, they give a figure. I understand that one of the things that was a blocking portion that was turned down, there was not enough money to the village, which was at 28,000, and they are doing refiguring and said, well, we can go up 5,000 more to the village. So it's the additional 5,000 over the 28,000. And I think this would be the benefit for the community, for the people. We're looking at giving local residents and the people in the community, whether they're from Ortonville or whether they're thinking seriously about what this can do for the community, and also what it would do for the people that live here or have lived here for many, many years, that cannot take care of their house and upkeep like they used to be. So they want to have something here. All these units would have complete of everything in it, washer, dryer, the whole thing's television to them and everything. So there's a great place to live. And as I say, back when Ken Nylander was alive, him and I went all over the whole state and looked at many, many different ones. Some of them were not too good. What this is going to be is good, is great. And it's a great company that's working on it to get this thing ready. I guess I could ask if there's any questions of the board, or whether I have covered anything that is in question. But I hated to, as I say, I was not here at the time. I hated to see it turned down after so much work, such a great building going in, and it would be a great thing for the community. There was one question, I guess, about the sidewalk from where it is to M15. Also, I've talked to them since then. We could have that, would be included the sidewalk from the driveway going into it out to 15. And maybe later on, and a few years later, and things like that, it could go the opposite direction for a way too. But these are some things I think it would be an asset to this community, and something very great in the community. As I say, I have donated when I had my business and was working the ambulance. I helped start the ambulance service. I was interested in the community. I'm interested in this. And I had a time, as I mentioned, when Pete Frick and that, we bought the buildings. Also, they had a heck of a storm a long time ago where there was over 2 foot of snow, 4 foot of snow. And Pete Frick had the dozer and had a front end loader on a tractor. So he went, brought them both down. I had, in the Army, was a heavy equipment operator. So I took the dozer, went down and cleaned some of the 15 and over into the subdivision, or the other side of the mill pond. Cleaned all the roads in there. Pete was downtown and cleaned the roads in town, so we have an interest in the community, we always have. And I just wanted to let you know that I feel that we possibly can make this thing a go, while the money is going to be available through, mission funding. Any other questions?
No, sir.
Is anybody, I wonder in the audience, can I ask them if they have any questions or not?
No, not right now, no, I can't allow that, sir.
Okay. Maybe somebody else would like to speak on behalf of that, I don't know.
But I will say, which I normally don't interject at this point, but
Pardon me?
these things in writing, and you can present it to the village offices, and then council can look at it and look at things between now and, you know, springtime. You're not gonna make the deadline, I understand that, Larry, but, put things in writing, that helps a lot, and also we can get it out to the news media that way.
Yeah, that's the only thing with dealing with MISTA funding, you have deadline dates, and of course, the one that's coming up, we was hoping to get it in, was April 1st. The next one is October, but we'd like to have everything done and ready long before that, so we can make sure all paperwork is done. And hopefully the council will see that they would like to see it in the community. So I think with the drawings, and if you haven't seen the drawings, I got some more here tonight. I'd love to let you see them, take a look, and ask questions afterwards. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? You're not a quiet group this evening. No one? We're gonna take and turn it over to the council. Council, Mr. Nick? Mr. Caffrey?
Yeah, nothing. I know, I'm going on vacation in 16
Let's
days.
hurry up and turn to you, Mr. Bernard.
I'm already there.
I have nothing other than the fact that I will state again, the fact of testing your water, you know, go to your family, yourselves, community. Keep an eye on it, the levels do change throughout the seasons. With that said, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.